By the mercy of Allah, may these words bring light to your heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, let me begin by saying something very powerful. It's better to walk alone with Allah than to walk with the crowd that's going in the wrong direction. In life, there will be days you feel isolated. You'll look around and see no one who truly understands what you carry in your heart. But let me remind you, the one who created your heart understands it completely. That's Allah. Solitude with Allah is one of the most powerful and transformative experiences a believer can go through. In today's world, people often associate being alone with sadness or emptiness. But in Islam, solitude, when used correctly, is a door to divine connection, healing, and inner strength. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, before receiving revelation, would retreat to the cave of Hira. He wasn't escaping life. He was preparing his heart to meet the one who would guide all of humanity through him. That act of isolation wasn't weakness. It was strength. It was clarity. And it was the beginning of something extraordinary. Many of us fear being alone because we think it means no one understands us, no one is there for us, no one supports us. But let me remind you, the one who created your heart, the one who fashioned your soul, the one who placed love, sadness, dreams, and fears inside of you, understands. He is closer to you than your jugular vein. When you are with Allah, you are never truly alone. The world can be noisy, opinions everywhere, expectations pressing down, people misunderstanding your intentions. Sometimes your heart screams for silence, for truth, for peace, and that's when you pull away, not out of arrogance, not out of despair, but out of yearning. You want to find Allah again. You want to reconnect with your purpose. So you sit, maybe alone in your room, maybe on a prayer mat after Isha, maybe in the early hours of the morning before Fajr, and you just turn your heart to Him. You talk to Him. No fancy words, no rehearsed du'as, just real talk from a real heart. Ya Allah, I'm tired. Ya Allah, I want to feel close to you. Ya Allah, I'm trying. This moment, this solitude is sacred. It's not emptiness, it's presence. Allah's presence. It's your soul breathing after being suffocated by dunya all day long. It's your fitrah realigning with its creator. And in this stillness, you start to feel something no gathering, no celebration, no social validation can give you. You feel sakina, tranquility. You feel seen, heard, understood, not by people, but by Ar-Rahmanan. You may be walking a path where no one seems to join you. You're trying to fix your salah, leave sins, make better choices, but your friends mock you, your family doesn't notice, and society seems to be going the other way, and Shaitan whispers, "What's the point? You're alone." But the reality is, you're not. Every time you choose what pleases Allah over what pleases people, you are surrounded by angels. Every time you walk away from sin for His sake, even if no one sees it, He sees it. Every silent sacrifice is written. Every tear you cry in sujood is counted. Every lonely walk you take to the masjid is rewarded. There's something incredibly powerful about walking with Allah. You become less needy of people. You stop chasing approval. You stop fearing rejection. Because the one whose approval actually matters is already watching you with love. And when your connection with Him grows, your need for everything else shrinks. The Prophet said, "Whoever makes the hereafter his concern, Allah will gather his affairs, place richness in his heart, and the world will come to him despite his reluctance." That's the secret. When you walk alone, unintertwined with Allah, you're actually walking with everything you need. This doesn't mean you isolate yourself from society completely. Islam is not a religion of monks. It means you stay spiritually centered, no matter who is around. You go to work, you study, you meet people, but your heart is anchored. When people praise you, your heart says, "Alhamdulillah." When they criticize you unjustly, your heart says, "Hasbi Allahu wa ni'mal wakil." And you learn to live among people, but you walk with Allah. Some of the most beautiful moments in a believer's life happen when no one is watching. That late night tahajjud, that quiet dhikr in traffic, that whispered dua during sujood, that instant forgiveness you give to someone who wronged you, for the sake of Allah. These are the footprints of someone walking alone with Allah. The world may never see them, but Sheth does, and that is enough. So if you're in a season of solitude, embrace it. If Allah has pulled you away from people to bring you closer to Him, be grateful. Let that quietness become your spiritual recharge. Let your alone time become your growth time. Because when you walk alone with Allah, you're not really alone. You're walking with the most loving, the most powerful, the most merciful. And there is no better company than his. One of the greatest blessings Allah has given us is the gift of prayer and remembrance. They are not just rituals or habits, they are lifelines. In a world that often tries to pull us in many directions, confuse our purpose, and distract our hearts, salah and dhikr bring us back. They ground us. They purify the heart. They are how we walk daily with Allah, even when the road is lonely or difficult. Salah, the 5 daily prayers, is not simply a religious obligation. It's a direct meeting with the Creator, 5 times a day. Think about that. The Lord of the heavens and the earth, the one who created everything you see and everything you can't see, has invited you to speak to him. And not just once or twice, but 5 times every single day. Imagine a king granting you 5 private meetings daily, just between you and him. Wouldn't you take that seriously? But here we are, invited by the King of all kings, and sadly, many of us rush through our salah or delay it. Why? Because we've forgotten its value. Salah is more than movements. It's not just about going up and down, it's a moment of submission. When you stand and say Allahu Akbar, when you're declaring that Allah is greater than your stress, your pain, your deadlines, your worries, your temptations. You're saying, nothing is more important than this moment right now with you, Ya Allah. And when you go into sujood, when your forehead touches the ground, it is the closest you can ever be to Allah. Think about how beautiful that is. The most humble position physically becomes the most elevated spiritually. That's the power of salah. Many times, people complain that their salah feels robotic or they don't feel anything. But the heart needs time to soften. Just like a dry plant needs consistent watering to grow, the heart needs consistent salah to revive. You may not feel a rush of emotions every time, but never underestimate the light that builds up in your soul with every prayer. Allah sees the effort, the discipline, the sincerity, and slowly something starts to change inside. You begin to feel calmer. You begin to see things more clearly. Why? Because the one who is close to Allah can never be truly lost. Then there's dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. Dhikr is like spiritual oxygen. While salah is your scheduled appointment with Allah, dhikr is your ongoing conversation with Him. It's what keeps the heart alive between prayers. A heart that doesn't remember Allah becomes heavy, dark, and full of anxiety. But a heart that is constantly saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah, Shantan Hamdulillah, Shantan La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, and becomes full of light, peace, and strength. You don't have to be in the masjid to make dhikr. You can do it walking, driving, cooking, sitting alone, lying in bed. It's a beautiful way to keep your connection with Allah constant. And the amazing thing is that dhikr is easy, but its rewards are massive. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Shall I not inform you of the best of your deeds, the purest of them with your master, the highest of them? In your ranks, and better for you than giving gold and silver, and better for you than meeting your enemy, and striking their necks and they striking yours?" They said, "Yes, O Messenger of Allah." He said, "In the remembrance of Allah." The beauty of dhikr is that it transforms your inner world. Even if your outer world is chaotic, if your tongue is busy with dhikr, your heart will feel calm. That's why those who walk alone with Allah never feel truly empty. They carry dhikr in their hearts and on their lips. It's like a secret source of strength that others can't see, but it powers them through life's hardest moments. If you want to walk with Allah daily, make salah your anchor and dhikr your constant companion. Guard your prayer times. Don't delay them. Don't pray quickly just to get it done. Slow down. Breathe. Remember who you're standing before. Make dua after salah. Sit a few moments longer and just talk to Allah like you would to someone you love deeply. And throughout your day, keep your tongue moist with remembrance. Don't let your mind wander aimlessly. Train it to return to Allah with every breath. When you start doing this consistently, you'll feel it. You'll feel a layer of protection around your heart. You'll stop reacting to life the same way. You'll feel less worried about people's opinions and more focused on pleasing your Creator. And most importantly, you'll feel a closeness to Allah that no one can take from you. That's what it means to walk with Allah every day. You don't need a crowd. You don't need perfect surroundings. You just need sincerity, salah, and remembrance. These are your tools. These are your keys. And when you use them, Allah opens doors you never even knew existed. The Qur'an is not just a book. It is the divine speech of Allah, a living miracle, and a direct message from the Creator to His creation. It is guidance, mercy, healing, and light. Yet so many people today treat it like a decoration, kept on shelves, covered in beautiful cloth. brought out only in Ramadan or during times of death. But the Qur'an was revealed to change lives, to transform hearts, and to guide every step we take. If you truly want to walk alone with Allah every day, then the Qur'an must become your companion, not just a book you read, but a book you live. When you open the Qur'an, you are opening a door to a conversation with Allah. The same words that gave strength to the Prophet during the most difficult times are available to you now. The same verses that guided the companions through their struggles can guide you through yours. Every ayah has the power to touch your heart in a unique way, depending on what you're going through. And the more you read, the more you will feel that the Qur'an speaks directly to you. That's not a coincidence. That's the mercy of Allah. Many people say they don't understand Arabic, so they feel disconnected. But Allah has made this deen accessible to everyone. Today, translations and tafsir are widely available in every major language. Even if you don't understand the Arabic yet, start by reading the meaning. Reflect on the words, read slowly, and think about what Allah is saying to you. Make an effort to understand even one verse a day. That one verse could contain a lesson that changes your mindset, lifts your sadness, or answers a question you've been asking in your heart. Sometimes you'll find yourself going through something difficult, loss, pain, confusion, and you'll open the Qur'an and find an ayah that feels like it was placed there just for you. You'll read, "And so verily, with hardship comes ease and sun, and suddenly your heart feels lighter." You'll read, "Indeed, Allah is with the patient," and you'll remember that your silence, your tears, and your effort are not wasted. Allah is with you, and He's speaking to you through His book. One of the beautiful things about the Qur'an is that it purifies the soul. When your heart feels heavy, recite. When your mind is full of doubts, recite. When you feel distant from Allah, recite. The Qur'an cleanses you in ways you don't always see immediately, but the effects are deep. It softens a hard heart, brings clarity to confusion, and fills your inner world with tranquility. And don't just read it, listen to it. Sometimes, listening to a beautiful recitation can reach your soul in a way that reading cannot. It brings tears, shivers, and a sense of nearness to Allah. Even if you're busy, play the Qur'an in the background while you drive, cook, or rest. Let the words of Allah surround your environment. Let it be the soundtrack of your life instead of music or empty noise. Over time, those words will shape your thoughts, your character, and your decisions. The Prophet said, "The best of you are those who learn the Qur'an and teach it." That doesn't mean you need to become a scholar. It means prioritize the Qur'an in your daily life. Make it a part of your routine the same way you make time for eating, working, or sleeping. Start small, a page a day, a few verses, a reflection. But be consistent. The Qur'an is a light for those who carry it, and when you make it a daily part of your life, that light shines through your actions, your words, and your heart. And remember, the Qur'an is not only for times of hardship. It's not just a remedy, it's also a shield. It protects you from misguidance, from falling into sin, from becoming hard-hearted. It realigns your heart with your purpose. It keeps you close to Allah even when the world around you pulls you in other directions. Walking with Allah means walking with His words. If you want to stay connected to Him in private and in public, during joy and sorrow, then hold on to the Qur'an. Open it when you wake up. Keep it on your phone. Recite it before sleep. Let your day begin and end with the speech of your Lord. That's how you walk with Allah, by letting His words lead the way. And know this, the more you honor the Qur'an, the more Allah will honor you. The more you rely on it, the more clarity you will find. And the more you live by it, the more you will feel Allah's presence in your life, even when you are walking alone. Tawakkul, or trust in Allah, is one of the most powerful forms of faith a believer can carry in their heart. It's not just saying I trust Allah with your tongue. It's a deep, quiet confidence in your soul that no matter what happens, Allah is in control, and He knows what is best for you even when you don't understand it. Walking alone with Allah every day means walking with this trust embedded into your daily thoughts, decisions, and emotions. It means choosing to lean on Allah completely, even when everything around you seems uncertain. Life is unpredictable. One day, everything is going well. Your plans are on track, your heart is light, your relationships are intact. Then suddenly something shifts. You lose a job, a loved one drifts away, your health declines, or your goals fall apart. In these moments, the human instinct is to panic, to overthink, to try and fix everything right away. But Tawakkul teaches us something deeper. It teaches us that when things are out of our hands, they are still in the hands of Allah, and His hands are the safest place for anything to be. The Prophet Muhammad lived a life of perfect tawakkul. When he was driven out of his home, when he was surrounded by enemies, when he had only a handful of companions against entire armies, he didn't break down, he didn't doubt the plan of Allah. He kept moving forward with full faith that Allah was with him. One of the most powerful examples is during the Hijrah migration, when he and Abu Bakr were hiding in the cave and the enemies were just outside. Abu Bakr was afraid, and the Prophet calmly said, "Do not be sad, indeed Allah is with us." Then send that is tawakkul, to feel Allah's nearness so deeply that fear doesn't shake you. Trusting Allah doesn't mean you stop making effort. It doesn't mean you sit and wait for things to happen. It means you do your part, work hard, take the right steps, make dua, seek guidance. But in your heart, you let go of the need to control the outcome. You remind yourself, I am doing my best and Allah will take care of the rest. And whatever comes, you accept it with the understanding that it is part of His wisdom, even if it's painful. There is peace in surrender. When you truly rely on Allah, you feel a kind of relief that nothing else can give you. You don't carry the burden of figuring everything out. You don't lose sleep over the future. You stop asking what if all the time. You begin to believe that whatever reaches you was never meant to miss you, and whatever misses you was never meant to reach you. This is not just a saying, it's a reality for the heart that trusts Allah. Sometimes we're tested through delay. You make dua again and again, but the answer doesn't come. You wait for relief, for healing, for a change, but nothing seems to happen. That's when Shaitan tries to whisper, "See, Allah isn't listening." But a heart full of tawakkul replies, "My Lord's timing is perfect. If He's delaying, it's for a reason. Either He's protecting me or preparing something better. Because delay is not denial, and silence is not absence. Allah is always working behind the scenes in ways you can't see." Tawakkul also helps you handle people's opinions and judgments. When you trust Allah, you stop depending on people's validation. You stop living for their praise or fearing their criticism. You walk with your head high, not because of arrogance, but because you know who is in charge of your affairs. If people abandon you, Allah remains. If they misunderstand you, Allah knows the truth. If they wrong you, Allah is the best judge. To walk with tawakkul is to walk with lightness in your chest even when the path is heavy. It's to smile through uncertainty. It's to have hope when there seems to be no way. It's to say, "Ya Allah, I don't know how, but I know you will." That trust becomes your daily strength. You wake up each day with faith, you work with sincerity, and you sleep with peace, because your heart is in safe hands. This is the beauty of walking alone with Allah through tawakkul. You realize that you are never really alone. The one who wrote your story is watching over you. The one who hears your every dua is nearer than you can imagine. And the one who controls every outcome is already taking care of what you fear most. Let go of your worries, hold on to your prayers, and walk with trust. Because with tawakkul, every step is guided, even when you don't see the path. One of the most difficult things a believer will face in their journey to walk alone with Allah is resisting the pressure to follow the crowd. The world around us is constantly pulling us in different directions. Society glorifies trends that often go against the teachings of Islam. People expect you to think a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way, and live by values that are far from what Allah has commanded. When you choose to walk the path of obedience, you will often feel like a stranger. But this is not something to fear or be ashamed of. The Prophet Muhammad said, "And Islam began as something strange, and it will return to being strange, so give glad tidings to the strangers." Being different for the sake of Allah is not weakness, it's a sign of strength. It means you have chosen the eternal over the temporary. It means you have chosen to please the Creator rather than the creation. And yes, it may come with challenges. You may lose friends. You may be mocked. You may feel like the odd one out at school, at work, or even in your own family. But every time you resist what displeases Allah, even if no one notices, Allah sees it. And every act of courage, no matter how small, is recorded and rewarded. The pressure to fit in can be overwhelming, especially when everyone around you is moving in the opposite direction. You might be the only one among your friends who avoids gossip, who lowers their gaze, who prays on time, who doesn't engage in haram relationships, who doesn't dress to impress others. And sometimes that isolation feels heavy, but in reality this is the moment your heart is being trained. You are learning to rely on Allah alone, to seek His approval above all, and to stay firm on your values even when it's unpopular. Resisting external influences doesn't mean cutting off from the world. Islam encourages engagement with society, kindness to neighbors, and being a source of benefit to others, but it means you stay grounded in your principles. You filter what you take in. You don't let trends, social media, or public opinion dictate your beliefs. You view the world through the lens of the Qur'an and Sunnah, not the other way around. In our age, so much is glamorized that leads people away from Allah. Fame is idolized, sin is normalized, modesty is ridiculed, and worship is seen as old-fashioned. In such a world, staying committed to your deen is not easy, but it is noble. Allah says in the Qur'an, "And whoever holds firmly to Allah has been guided to a straight path." That firmness, that resistance, that commitment, it becomes your source of honor. You are not here to copy the world. You are here to reflect the light of Islam within it. When you feel tempted to let go of your values just to fit in, remind yourself of the bigger picture. This life is short. These people who pressure you, they won't be with you in your grave. Their opinions won't matter on the day of judgment. The only one whose judgment truly counts is Allah, and He is watching your choices with full awareness, full wisdom, and full mercy. There will be times when you slip, when the pressure gets to you, when you feel tired. But don't give up. Keep returning to Allah. Keep realigning your heart, and know that with every step you take to stay firm, even when it's difficult, you are being elevated in His sight. Your strength to say no when others say yes, your patience when you are alone, your silence when others mock your values, all of it is not going unnoticed. These quiet struggles are beloved to Allah, and never underestimate the power of your example. When you stay firm, you give courage to others. Your refusal to follow the crowd might be the reason someone else finds the strength to do the same. You may never know the impact of your quiet resistance, but Allah does, and He rewards both the seen and the unseen. Walking with Allah means walking differently. It means walking with purpose, not popularity, with values, not validation, with faith, not fear. So hold your ground, stay strong. And remember, if the entire world is going one way and you are going the other, as long as your direction leads to Allah, you are on the right path. Let them stare, let them judge, let them wonder why you're different. Because the truth is, being different for the sake of Allah is not a weakness. It's a beautiful form of worship. When you truly walk with Allah, you come to realize that His company is the best and most reliable company you could ever have. People come and go, friends change, loved ones may hurt you. The world is constantly shifting, full of temporary attachments and unpredictable outcomes. But Allah remains, always present, always near, always listening, always in control. To walk alone with Allah every day is to carry that unshakable comfort in your heart, that even if the entire world turns away, you are never truly alone because He is with you. So many people today feel a deep loneliness, even while surrounded by crowds. They post online, attend gatherings, engage in conversations, yet their hearts feel empty. That's because human interaction, while important, can never fill the void that only the Creator was meant to fill. The soul craves connection with Allah. It longs for its origin. It is only when the soul reconnects with its Lord that it finds real peace. And that's why, even in moments of complete solitude, a believer who is conscious of Allah finds strength and serenity. There are times when no one will understand what you're going through. You might be facing difficulties, making sacrifices for your faith, or experiencing internal struggles that no one around you can comprehend. In those moments, you may feel unseen and unheard, but not by Allah. Allah sees the tears you cry in secret. He hears the dua you whisper in your heart. He knows what you carry even when you can't express it in words. That kind of companionship is unlike anything in this world. It's deep, it's personal, and it's always available.